Today we are going through another example of preparing and submitting the HST return online. And this example will be for a company that has sales revenue. In our example, the company received an information letter indicating the reporting periods and the filing due dates. It is an annual filing, so the reporting period will be from January 1st to December 31st of 2025, and it is due by March 31st, 2026. As you can see that the reporting periods for the fiscal year referenced above, and the fiscal year end is December 31st, 2025. In our example, the fiscal year of the company is different from December 31st, so we will see how can we prepare the reports accordingly. But before we start, we want to make sure that we entered all the transaction for the year and also completed the bank reconciliation for the whole year of 2025. In our example, we need information about the total sales revenue, the HST charged on sales, and HST paid on purchases for the year of 2025. Usually, I will depend on the financial statements to obtain this information. For example, the income statement will show us the total sales revenue. The balance sheet will show us the HST charged on sales minus HST paid on purchases. It will also give us the information about the amount owing or the refund. The third report that I like to have is the detailed tax report, will show us the details of the taxes and will also confirm the amount owing or refund that we have on the balance sheet. And now let us try to find the total sales revenue for the year. And we can find this information on an income statement that starts on January 1st and ends on December 31st. Unfortunately, my accounting system will not allow me to obtain an income statement from January 1st to December 31st because in our example, the fiscal year for the company is different from December 31st. In this case, I have to obtain two income statements. The first one will be dated from January 1st to February the 20th, and the second income statement will be dated from February 21st to December 31st, 2025. And then I can find the sales revenue and add them together to make sure that I have the total sales revenue for the year of 2025. In our example, we are using Sage 50 as the accounting system. So we can go to Reports, Financials, and then we can create the income statement. We want to create the income statement for the previous year, 2025. We can scroll down here and choose the previous year in order to be allowed to create the period from January 1st to February the 20th of 2025. When we create the income statement for this period, now we can obtain the amount of the total revenue. And now we can create the second income statement for the second part of the year by going to Reports, Financials, Income Statement. And now we are creating the income statement for the current year, 2026, as you can see over here, in order to select the period from February 21st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. Once we create the income statement for the second part of the year, we can obtain the amount of total sales revenue, and we can add them together to find the total sales revenue for the year of 2025. Now let us prepare the other information from reports, financials, balance sheet. We are preparing a balance sheet as at December 31st, 2025. Once we obtain the balance sheet report, we can obtain the information about the HST charged on sales minus the HST paid on purchases. This will show us if there would be an amount owing, if this amount was in positive amount, or a refund if it is a negative amount. Now we can create the tax report from reports, tax. We can choose the HST, detail, from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. From the detailed HST tax report, we can find the sales and purchases amounts. It's also a good way to confirm and double check the HST charged on sales amount that we obtained from the balance sheet, also the HST paid on purchases amount and the refund amount from the balance sheet. Although this report is for the period of January 1st to December 31st, 2025, and it reflects the sales amount, we cannot depend on this report when filing the total sales revenue on line 101. So if we compare this sales amount to the amount of sales revenue on the income statement, we will find that the income statement will be slightly higher. And why that would be a slight difference? Because some of the invoices that were created were for supplies or services that were exempt from taxes or zero rated. So these invoices will not appear in this amount because this is a reflection of the taxable amount excluding taxes. If we multiply 13% to this amount, we'll find that it will be this taxes amount. If we add them together, it will give us this amount, which is the taxable amount, including taxes. So when we file the total sales revenue line 101 on our filing, we must depend on the sales revenue from the income statement. Now we are going to record the refund transaction in the year 2025 and then expect to receive the refund in the year 2026. So before we close the calendar year in our accounting system and advance to a new calendar year, we have to record the refund transaction. Usually I will enter it as a payable invoice. And why do I enter it as payable invoice? Because most of the time the company will have amount owing that will pay or remit or return to the Canada Revenue Agency. But few times the company would have refund, which will show as a negative amount. So because generally, most of the time it will be a payable invoice that we have to pay. That's why I choose to enter it as a payable invoice. So in our example, we will create a purchase invoice. It's a pay later invoice. The vendor will be the Receiver General of Canada. The date will be the last day of the period, which is December 31st. Now we will enter the HST charged on sales as a positive amount and the HST paid on purchases as a negative amount. Because we have a refund, then the total will be in a negative amount. And now all of the accounts will be closed in the accounts payable, waiting for the refund to be received. After I post the refund transaction, usually I like to create another balance sheet as at December 31st, 2025. This time I will uncheck the box beside hide accounts with zero balances. to make sure and double check that now all of the HST accounts are set to 0 and were closed into the accounts payable account. So the HST charged on sales became 0 now, and the HST paid on purchases is 0. HST refund became 0 as well. Before we advance to a new calendar year in our accounting system, it is always recommended and helpful to create all reports and save them. We can start by lists and save the chart of accounts of this year. Financial, we can create and save the regular or comparative balance sheet and income statement. We can also create the trial balance, statement of cash flows, general ledger, gross margin income statement. Banking, we can create the check log and save it. Payables, vendor aged, receivables, customer aged, taxes, all reports, payroll, inventory projects, if any, recurrent transactions, journal entries for all accounts. After saving all of the important reports, we can advance to maintenance and check data integrity. The data should be okay and the accounts reconciliation files matched. And now we can start a new calendar year in our accounting system. We can go to maintenance, start new year, choose calendar year 2026. After the updates, the system will confirm that you have successfully started a new calendar year. There would be an option to prevent any transaction to be recorded before December 31st, 2025, which is a very helpful locking system. And now we can start to file the HST return online. First, we have to log into My Business account, choose HST RT0001. From the Returns tab, there would be the expected returns, and this is the return that we are going to file. It is expected return. This is the due date. And also we can find the return type. In our example, it is GST34. Now we can scroll down to filed returns and press on File Return. To file a return, check the business number and name, then select a return which is required. In our example, we know that the return type is GST34, so we have to select the first selection, which is Goods and Services Tax, Harmonized Sales Tax, GST HST, Return for Registrants. You can read the confirmation of receipt and non-responsibility, then press on Next. Now we are going to start the HST Netfile. We are going to enter the from date, which is required, January 1st, 2025. Then we have to enter the to date, which is required, December 31st, 2025. None of the selection, rebates, or schedules applied to our example, so we are going to press on Next. And now we can enter the information that we prepared, make sure that the reporting period is correct, and then start entering line 101, which is the sales and revenue. Enter a positive amount over here. Next, we are looking for line 103, which is the amount of HST charged on sales, and we are going to enter a positive amount over here. Next is line 106, which is the HST paid on purchases. We are going to enter a positive amount over here and then press next. Once we press next, the system will calculate the refund, and this is the amount that we expect. Review the return. Check the box for the certification, which is required, and then press on Submit. You will receive HST Netfile confirmation number, and you can save it as a PDF or print it for your own records. And now you can print the PDF confirmation. Your return has been successfully filed, and you have the confirmation number over here. Also, if you go to the overview page on My Business Account, you will find that they had received your return. Later in 2026, when you receive the HST refund and you would like to record it in the accounting software, you will choose Payables, Payments, Pay Purchase Invoices, Pay to the Receiver General of Canada. In our example, we will choose cash because it will be a direct deposit. Source HST refund. Date of the payment will be the date when the company receives the refund in its bank account. When you choose this amount, the journal entry will debit the checking account because it is a refund and we will receive it in the bank, and will credit the accounts payable account. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you will find this video helpful, and I will see you next time.